Hello and welcome back to Womenpreneur Asia. I'm Krista Goon, and today I want to share a reflection that's close to my heart. How I've come to redefine leadership and why I believe followership is just as important. When we think about leadership, we often picture someone in front of a group, inspiring others, making decisions. But the truth is, leadership doesn't always look like that. Sometimes it looks like listening, supporting, or even saying, "I'll follow you." In this episode, I want to take you through my own journey of understanding leadership and followership, and how the two roles are more connected than we often realize. Growing up, I never thought of myself as a leader. In school, leadership seemed tied to sports. The team captain, the prefect, the head girl. I wasn't great at sports. What I was good at was academics. I studied hard, I knew how to prepare for exams, and I consistently did well. At that time, I didn't see that as leadership. I thought it was just me doing what I could do best. But looking back, I realized that excelling academically gave me visibility, and that visibility led people to see me differently, as someone they could respect, as someone they might follow. That was my first lesson. Sometimes leadership doesn't come from titles or positions, but from simply showing up with your strengths. Fast forward to my life as an entrepreneur. When I first joined my husband in a web development business, and we have since transitioned from web development to training, consulting, and coaching, I wasn't appointed a leader. In fact, he never invited me to the business. I just found my own way to contribute through writing, communications, and speaking. That to me was another form of leadership. No big announcement, no fancy title, just quietly stepping up where I saw a need. And later, when I co-founded a women's entrepreneur group or association with my friend Josephine, leadership happened almost by accident. We just wanted to gather a few women on Friday evenings once a month to talk about business. But the group grew, and from 6 women to 30 and eventually into something much larger. Next year, we celebrate our 20th anniversary of the Women Entrepreneur Association that we co-founded. And I'm really proud of how far we've come, and I'm really proud how we've been able to impact so many women entrepreneurs in Penang and beyond. People started calling us co-founders and co-chairs. We didn't plan it, but by saying yes and showing up consistently, leadership emerged. That's what I call organic leadership. It grows naturally when you step forward to fill a gap. But here's the part that we don't talk about enough: followership. That women's association or the women's group, well, it started as a group anyway. It wasn't my idea, it was Josephine's. She had thought about it for a long time, but others hesitated. When she shared it with me, I said, yes, let's do it together. In that moment, I wasn't the leader, I was the follower. I believed in the idea and I put my energy behind it. And because I said yes to following, we created something bigger than either of us could have ever done alone. That taught me another important lesson. Following isn't passive, it's powerful. Good followership is what turns ideas into action. There's a metaphor I love. Sometimes you need to be on the balcony, and sometimes you need to be on the dance floor. On the balcony, you see the big picture. On the dance floor, you're immersed in action. Leadership and followership work the same way. Sometimes you need to step back to see the vision. Sometimes you step in to help make it happen. Both roles are necessary. Both roles are valuable, and the wisdom comes in knowing when to lead and when to follow. Here's what I've come to believe about leadership and followership. Leadership doesn't always mean being in front. Sometimes it's about using your unique strengths quietly and consistently. Followership is not lesser than leadership. It's about choosing to support an idea or a person you believe in, and that can be transformative. True impact happens when leaders and followers work together, fluidly stepping into each role as needed. So let me ask you this. In your own life right now, where are you being called to lead? And where might you be called to follow? Both roles matter. Both roles create change, and sometimes the greatest leaders are also the ones who know how to follow well. Thank you for joining me on this reflection episode of Womenpreneur Asia. If today's story resonated with you, I'd love to hear your own experiences with leadership and followership. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, or at womenpreneurasia.com. Until next time, remember, leadership isn't about titles, it's about timing, context, and the courage to step forward or the wisdom to step back.